But speaking of like people that they just chose for at Comic-Con, the Russo brothers are coming back to do um Avengers 5 and 6. During this Comic-Con, they revealed that Avengers 5 isn't going to be called Kane Dynasty, which I figured a lot what we probably all figured a long time ago after the situation with Jonathan Majors. Um
Was very upset. That was bad.
yeah.
And I feel bad for that whole situation for both of them.
Yeah.
So
And and it's not like when he got charged for stuff, he got charged for like the lighter stuff. And next when you read into it, apparently he was trying to get that person out of his car, and it's just turned into a terrible situation, I guess, from at least what I read. Um, but now they changed the name to from Avengers Kane's Dynasties to Avengers Doomsday. So during that, they revealed who is going to play Doctor Doom, which is Robert Downey Jr., which a lot of people in the auditorium cheered. But then when you go and read Twitter, everyone's upset. And it's like this is going to confuse a lot of people, and it's like if you went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, uh, if you're not confused how Wolverine's alive from Logan, and you go into confuse into Avenger, but you go into confuse Avengers Doomsday, then I'm confused on how you don't understand.
mhm.
Now, if you don't like the decision, that's different. But I don't think people will go in and being confused. And the thing that kind of gets on my nerves, which I mean, I did post a tweet saying that this is kind of desperate, but a lot of people are going in a way, but it's like, it's a desperate way that they kind of, but they do need to kind of be desperate to save the MCU because the MCU is in a tragic state. But people are going in and saying like this is a bad thing, like oh they're just being desperate, and it's like, so bringing back Hugh Jackman, that's not being desperate. Bringing back there's so many other characters I could say, it's like that's not being desperate. But I'm curious to see what they will do with RDJ. I think, and he's a great actor, and so he can bring something interesting to the character. But I think what people are upset about is like, but we want a true original Doctor Doom from the comics. It's like the MCU's never been true to the comics, so it's like this has never been. Why is this an argument about the MCU not following the comics? And it's like it's not like we can never get that version of Doctor Doom, but they've already tried the original Doctor Doom like 4 times. They tried it back in like the six. Didn't they do it back in the 60s?
I
They
think
did,
they did, yeah.
and now we got the 2000s one, and we got the one in the from 2015. And guess what? All four of them sucked. And so it's like they already tried 4 times, and it's like maybe try something different. And going with a maybe Tony Stark variant of Doctor Doom could be interesting. But that doesn't mean this is our going to be our main Doctor Doom forever. He's just probably going to be for these 2 films, maybe show up in Fantastic Four for a tiny bit, and that's going to be the last time we'll see of this version. Which, did you see how much he's getting paid for this?
I did. He's getting literally a boatload of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the budget on these films is going to cost like $400 million, because like that's ridiculous. Like he's getting paid like $80 million for both films. But I
He's
think,
making a boatload of money.
he's supposed to get roughly around $100 million, depending on like profit wise. I think because he's definitely gonna get cut of the box office. He usually does in the other films. That was part of his contract in like the other films, was getting a piece of the box office. And so yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, honestly, I think that one, the perspective of, well, first off, the fact reception is going to be important. I think it doesn't matter how good the film is. I think that if people have already had this inclination, oh, I'm not going to like this, so I don't think it's going to work, or I feel like it could have been this person instead, or blah, 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 you've basically sabotaged the film before it even came out.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see how the reception is and how it grows over the next, year and a half or so. Because I think
It's when
that's gonna be the time, the
yeah,
test of time.
when we get our first trailer and people see him in the role, I guarantee people will switch over on an instant. If it comes out to be good. Um,
I hope so. I really do hope so. So
but it's just
you never
like
know.
the complaints that I see from some people, it's funny. Like, I would read some comments and people like, oh, but I like, there's better actors like, Cillian Murphy or Michael Fassbender. And it's like, wait, Michael Fassbender? It's like you're getting mad at Robert Downey Jr. to come back, but you want Michael Fassbender, who was in previous X-Men, previous Marvel films, and that you don't think that would be desperate? Okay, that's kind of strange. It's like, and because their argument's like, well, they already played a character in the MCU. Let other actors play. Now, it doesn't mean I don't disagree, but it's like at the same time, you're making a dumb argument when you throw another in
Sure.
Marvel actor into the role. And so,
And that's
uh,
why I said we'll see the reception.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a matter of time.
I
So
did see one comment saying like, why even put him in the role when he's most of the time he's going to be wearing a mask and probably going to be voice acting. It's like that's what he did as Iron Man. That's literally what he
I
did.
mean,
So
that is literally what he did for Iron Man.
like
So
literally Doctor Doom is Iron Man, but an evil version. He's literally the same type of character. So he's kind of like this rich dude, but less charming. So I'm curious, and I'm more curious to see what the Russo brothers are going to do. They made, five great films. They did Winter Soldier, Civil War, uh the Infinity War, and Endgame. So four. They did four good films. And so I'm curious to see what they want to do. And I believe that's what I think they wanted to bring Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom, but he said like only if the Russo brothers come in and direct the film. So that's how they got wrapped into this. But outside of Marvel films that they've done terrible things, awful movies. So
we don't talk about those. But
The
I'm
Gray
curious to hear
Man.
everybody's thoughts. I'm curious to hear everybody's thoughts. Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
yay, nay?
What do you think?
If you
Well,
know,
this is kind of interesting because that Doomsday is probably going to lead into Battle Earth, which Battle Earth will lead into Secret Wars. So do you think that they'll release movies between Doomsday and Secret Wars to show off Battle Earth? Which do you know what Battle Earth is in the comics as?
yeah, I'm not a big. I've read some of the comics and looked into them. Uh, I'm honestly all the multiverses, Battle Earth, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
They need to slow their roll and perfect one thing at a time. Because then, if you like slow it and do it well, you have content for years,
Yeah. Well,
years.
they did have
And they're
years, but
like,
they didn't do anything with those years. It's
yeah,
been
they
um
like created a bunch of crap
yeah.
and then called it good.
Well, this is the problem I'm gonna have with Doomsday already, is that Kang was supposed to be our main villain of the MCU so far. Yet we threw that away. So basically we had no main villain of the MCU for the past 7 years. No. Has it been 6 to 7 years? And now Doomsday's around literally around the corner. We
Yeah.
have like we have three more MCU films, and they all are coming out next year, I think, or like no, only two are coming out next year. And
I think
next
two come out. Yeah.
and Thunderbolts are coming out is either coming out the year after that before Secret Wars. And next it's literally into Avengers Doomsday. By then, that is not enough time to set up a big baddie. Like, throughout the phase one and phase two, we had Thanos being hinted at throughout some of the films and like knowledge to. Out of nowhere, it's like, hey, I'm Doctor Doom, and you're all here because of me. And it's like, oh, well, cool.
they'll do they'll do a good job. They'll figure out some way to incorporate it. I think there's alignment to say less content, let's release something better.
Yeah.
So I think we give them the opportunity to do so and see what they do with it.
I
So
just want them to get to the mutant saga, mutant saga, mutants.
they'll get there eventually.
I,
Like I
I'm
said,
I
they're
just want.
reevaluating. You can tell it.
Oh no, for sure. I just want a new X-Men film because I really like the X-Men
Sure.
movies and seeing
No,
and
that's
I want
fair.
I want to see what they can do with it. I honestly think Wolverine's my favorite on-screen movie character. I like Hugh Jackman's versions of Wolverine, and so I'm curious to see who they will pick as these new cast members. But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on this matter. Are you guys excited for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars? I do like Avengers Secret Wars new font. I do like that as a nice little orange red color.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good touch, but they'll need a lot more to make it great.
yeah.
So
Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see the full-on podcast, I'll leave a link in the description below. And you guys can also check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. And if you guys want to, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the topics as well. So leave a comment on it. And if you guys are new to the channel and you guys enjoyed what you saw, hit that subscribe button because we have a lot of other stuff on the channel. As a reminder, this is a monthly upload on the Big Talk with Austin. And this will also give you guys the opportunity to submit some topics to us that happen throughout the month. So if you guys want to do that, go check me out on Twitter and follow me there. Tag me whenever something interesting pops up that is movie reviews, movie TV shows, any like pop culture related type of stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys next review. Bye, guys.